What's up, everyone? Your old school expert, and today we've got a PSA returns. This is a submission of I think 26 cards, and it may be a little less exciting for some of you because not every card's a holographic. I'm trying to complete the first edition set of Legend of Blue Eyes in PSA 10, so we sent some of that stuff off, and let's get it open. We'll open this box first. This box has only I think 7 of the cards. The rest are in the other box. So I don't know if they'll be in order or not. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're like mixed up. It's kind of weird. So we've got some packing material, the list of cards and everything, some coupons, whatever. They always throw a bunch of stuff in here. Yeah, anyways, here we go. And well, there's the first one. So we'll start it off with well, we'll do it upside down, that's better. Anyways, so you know what the first one is, but here we go. We've got a Mystical Moon that it got a PSA 10. It's first edition, and I made sure that all my cards are not the fake ones that PSA sometimes grades. So these are definitely legit, 100%. Pulled myself from boxes, so I was pretty sure they'd get good grades, but here you go. This is a Mystical Moon. Really cool, very nostalgic. A lot of these cards are super nostalgic. They were in the show, so... We got Dark Energy. It's a Fiend type monster. Equipped with this card, increases its attack by attack and defense by 300 points. Next, we've got Laser Cannon Armor. So these are all the short prints out of LOB. Not all of them, but these are all short prints. All these equip magic cards were short printed. So we got an insect or a Laser Cannon Armor, which is for the insects. Increases attack and defense by 300. Next we got Book of Secret Arts. Really wanted this to get a 10. So very excited that it got a 10. It's one of the more nostalgic, really cool cards. It was never really used, but I always looked at it like, wow, this is so cool. I just think the artwork is fantastic. It's simple, you know, represents Dark Magician, and it's just really cool. So glad that got a 10. Next we have Follow Wind. This was for winged beast type monsters. A little cardboard there. So that got a 10. Then we got Silver Bow and Arrow, and this was for fairy types, and that got a 10 also. Very cool. And finally we have Vile Germs, which got a 10 also. So all these got a 10, which is not totally surprising because I pulled them myself from packs. All right, moving on to the final box that's loaded with cards. Oh yeah, it's packed all the way in there. So pull them out like that, and we'll get started with these ones. So we move on to Mirage Knight. This is first edition Dark Crisis, and it got a 10, which is very cool. Definitely excited about that. It's a cool card. It was never really used, but it's really not that great of a card in terms of the meta, even back then, but it is really cool. Next we have Sangha of the Thunder. So if anybody needs this, let me know. This is an extra one. This is I think the third one I've got graded as a PSA 10. And it is first edition Metal Raiders. Next we have a Catapult Turtle. So again, it's an extra. It's the third Catapult Turtle that I've got graded as a PSA 10. And again, if you need it, let me know. Pretty cool card. I think Yugi used that early in the series. Tribute to the Doomed, PSA 10. Not bad. It was a really good card back in 2002. It's very useful. Dragon Treasure, there we go. There's more of those common short prints. This got a 10, and I was super happy because it's another really nostalgic card that just kind of represents the very beginning of the game, and it's really nice to have. PSA 10. Next we have another Dragon Treasure and another PSA 10. And no, not every card in here is a 10. I know they have been so far, but there's a few 9s in here. So there we go, Dragon Treasure. I guess this one's for trade or sale. I mean, I think there's one on eBay with guys asking like 75 bucks or something like that. It's way too expensive. I'll definitely let this go for a lot less than that. Moving on, we got Legendary Sword. This is a really hard one to find. It's just It is short printed just like the other short prints, but for some reason this one in particular is just really difficult to track down. There's only a few online and that are in near mint to mint condition and that are first ed. And then I bought one of them and it was fake, so that was awesome. Sent it back. But anyways, if you do find one, they're usually at least $5, which is kind of crazy for a common. It is short printed, but something that's not even usable in the meta. But anyways, Legendary Sword, very cool card. Artwork is superb, simple and awesome. So there we go, Legendary Sword. I was very happy that that got a 10 also. Violet Crystal, this is probably one of my favorite artworks. I just think it's beautiful. I think they did a really nice job with like the light crystals here and then darker crystals around it and like a darker background. I think it's just really cool. So I think that's for zombies. Yeah, zombie type monsters. So that got a 10. Then we got Electro Whip. This was for thunder types and this got a 10 also. Then we got a Beast Fangs. Very cool card. This got a 10, and this obviously is for beast type monsters. I'm not sure if they covered every type. I think they only covered in LOB most of the types. I want to say they're like Sea Serpent didn't get one. So there's a Machine Conversion Factory that's for machine types, obviously. And I got a PSA 10. And then we got Slate Warrior. This also got a 10. So this is pretty much all the 10s. I think there's not many left in this submission. So that was cool. I mean, it's not like a fancy card. It's not super rare or expensive, but it's a cool card. I mean, back in 04 when it came out, people were using it. So somewhat nostalgic, and I'm glad it got a 10. So let's move that pile there. And moving on, we've got Gamma. And Gamma got a 10. This is the second time I sent this in. The first time it got a 9. So it actually got a 10 this time. And I felt it looked perfect. I didn't see anything wrong with it. So I sent it back and I got a 10. Sometimes you just have to be persistent. You get that grader who thinks that, you know, he sees something that's not there. Fortunately, Beta got a 9. So that's the second time and I probably won't send it back. Apparently there's something on it I don't see. And then same with Alpha. His centering's a little bit off, so that could be what his issue is. But otherwise, he's kind of flawless, so I don't know. It's got to be the centering. Up and down, left to right is pretty good. Up and down, it's a little off center, but you get 60-40, so I'm not sure if that exceeds the 60-40. On the back, it's about the same. So, I mean, maybe it does, but that got a 9. So here's my 9 pile. Moving on, Chain Destruction got a 9, unfortunately. Kind of makes it not really worth much, but I do have this in 10 already, but I had another one. This one looked pretty darn perfect, but again, maybe they saw something I didn't see. So that got a 9. And then Pot of Greed got a 9. I really am not sure. I thought this looked really, really clean. I do already have one in a 10, so I'm not upset about it, but I really thought that this was pretty clean, so I don't know. The centering looks pretty good. I'm not really sure what caused it to get a 9. The centering on the back is good too. It's barely off. It's really not off by much. So on the back you get, I think, 70-30 centering for a 10. Stop Defense got a 10, so that's cool. It's definitely a nostalgic card. It's not as nostalgic as Pot of Greed, but I mean, a lot of people use this even when it was back in the day, like when this card was actually kind of useful. So definitely cool, and I have one already, so this one will be extra for trade or sale, whatever. And the final card is a PSA 10 Maha Vailo. This is one card I did not have already. I just never really pulled it from all the boxes of Magic Ruler that I've opened. I may have pulled one, and I'm talking like, I've opened like 7 boxes of Magic Ruler. And I think I've only pulled one Maha Vailo, maybe 2, but you'd expect more. So that's why it took so long to get this guy graded as a PSA 10. I'm pretty sure I don't have him yet. So definitely happy to get that. And that only leaves Painful Choice is the last card I need to complete my, or Painful Choice and Delinquent Duo to complete my Magic Ruler complete set of PSA 10 first editions. So that's the submission, guys. Hope you guys liked it. If you're interested in any of the cards I said are for trade or for sale, hit me up. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh videos.